To Tanzania now. The mining sector over there is growing pretty fast. In the first half of 2025, it pumped nearly $700 million into government coffers, surpassing a target of $400 million. Now, this highlighted the country's growing role as one of Africa's top mineral exporters. With the data, here's CGTN's Isaac Lukando.
Tanzania's Minerals Ministry says the industry is making notable progress. By June this year, at least $689 million was recorded in mining revenues, authorities citing the leap to new investments and tighter regulation.
The number of mineral buying centers has increased from 61 in November of 2020 to 109 this year, and mineral markets have grown from 41 to 43. Additionally, the government, in collaboration with the private sector, has established international standard gold refining facilities in several regions.
The earnings nearly doubled last year's target of about $400 million. The sector's share of the economy has also grown from 7% in 2021 to over 10% in 2024, surpassing the government's 2026 target.
The Tanzanian government argues that increased investment, a focus on value addition, anti-smuggling measures, and key legal reforms, including a policy requiring the central bank to purchase at least 20% of all gold produced in the country, are behind the success of its minerals sector. Officials say that this has strengthened the national currency in recent months and enhanced Tanzania's profile as a major mineral producer in Africa.
But economic experts warn the gains depend heavily on global prices for gold and other minerals.
You never know what might happen in other countries. There could be a significant new discovery elsewhere, or new projects could come online that might create competition for Tanzania's mining sector.
Looking ahead, the government wants to step up mineral exploration. Only 16% of the country has been surveyed so far, and the aim is to cover half by 2050.
The President has approved the continuation of our helicopter procurement for geophysical surveys. If all goes according to plan, we'll deploy survey aircraft in 6 blocks, covering over 160,000 square kilometers, equivalent to 18% of the country.
The government also wants to support the country's more than 1 million artisanal miners with funding and modern equipment, hoping to spread the sector's benefits to more local communities. Isaac Lukando, CGTN, Dar es Salaam.
Let's dig into the details of what's going on in the extractive sector in Tanzania. We're now joined on the line from Dar es Salaam by Engineer Benjamin Mchwampaka, the Executive Secretary of Tanzania's Chamber of Mines, who's joining us from Dar es Salaam. Tanzania, thank you for your time this evening, sir. Let's start with what the authorities have been saying, right? They're attributing part of the better performance of the mining sector to closing down avenues that have been used in the past for smuggling resources out of the country. How did this happen in the past, and what minerals were particularly prone to being smuggled and sold out of Tanzania?
Thank you. In the past, the main issue was the market availability to artisanal small-scale miners, because most of the buyers, the licensed dealers, were mostly situated in cities like Dar es Salaam, Mwanza, Arusha, and likes. So from the mining sites, the miners had to struggle all the way with their minerals to go to the cities for selling. So in between, they made some other, brokers or people who are not actually, who are, supporting like black marketing. So that was the main issue. But since establishment of the buying centers and the mineral markets from 2018 to date, whereby we have got a total of 158 markets and buying centers, which most of them are closely situated very close to the mining sites, the situation has been reversed tremendously because most of the minerals are captured right in the market and they're passing through the official channels. So that has made a lot of significant impact because the artisanal small-scale miners have got ready market almost by their doorsteps, because from the mines, they go to a buying center whereby their minerals are bought at competitive prices through the infrastructure that the government had put in place. And the most minerals that were being smuggled were mostly gold, tanzanite, and diamonds.
So presumably the fact that the Bank of Tanzania is also now active in the market, they're buying at least 20% of the gold that's produced in the country, that's also helped to provide a ready market for artisanal miners, hasn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's doing a good job in terms of capturing most of the gold.
Okay, so the tax revenues, according to the central bank, were around 4.1% above target in the month of May, roughly 932 or so million US dollars. Can you give us a sense of how much of that came in from the mining sector?
In my opinion, I should say around 13 to 15% of that came from the mining industry.
And is gold the main contributor of mining sector tax revenue?
Yes, gold accounts for all 80% of all the revenues coming from the mineral sector.
That's kind of interesting. Why is it that gold is yielding that, or rather gold has that big of a percentage share vis-a-vis, for example, Tanzanite, diamonds, or coal, for example? Because I know Tanzania also produces a fair bit of coal.
You see, gold has been traditionally the mineral whereby most of the Tanzanians are involved in. So the volume of the people involved results into huge production. We are now sitting at between 56 to 60 tons of gold per annum. You see, plus the price of gold worldwide has been stable for a long time. So I think that justifies that gold has become one of the major, revenue earning for the country.
At 1,000 tons, at least in the final quarter of 2024, Tanzania's quarterly coal output, that was the highest that I've seen at least in multiple years, going all the way back to 2022. What's driving that growth in coal output, and what countries are essentially buying up the coal that is being mined in Tanzania?
Yeah, as you know, following the Russia-Ukraine war, the demand of coal worldwide has grown, tremendously. So some investors in Tanzania mining have opted to go into coal mining because it's a good opportunity right now. So we have big companies like Ruvuma Coal, Jitegeme, Tanco. They're producing a lot of coal. And since most of the coal is exported from Twara port, the government has also improved, handling facilities for loading and offloading coal. So coal has become big business because there is huge demand. And the countries that are buying coal from Tanzania, outside Africa, we have India, China, Spain, Poland, Pakistan, and the Netherlands. But within Africa, we have Egypt, Kenya, Senegal, DRC. Those are and Ghana as well. So the demand is big, and most of the countries are importing coal from Tanzania.
Between gold and coal, what's attracting a lot more FDI? Because right now, gold prices are pretty stable and relatively high, over $3,400 an ounce. Coal demand, however, as you point out, that's actually been growing, especially after the Ukrainian war kicked off. What's attracting more investment in Tanzania?
Obviously, gold. You cannot compare gold with any other mineral right now.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll leave it there for the time being. Thank you very much for your time. We've been speaking over there, of course, to Engineer Benjamin Mchompaka, Executive Secretary of Tanzania's Chamber of Mines, joining us here live from Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.